Hi there, Aquarius. Welcome to your weekly reading. So this is going to run roughly from December 10th until the 16th. First of all, when I was shuffling out the spread for you, what I saw was I see this woman. She's really beautiful. She's wearing like a white dress. She looks almost like an angel. White dress, blonde hair, shimmering. And she is sitting down right next to this really medieval looking threader. And what she's doing is she's spinning wool into thread. Okay, and the thread is like golden. And there's like a little mouse, and it's like one of those human-like mouse. And it's whatever she's spinning out, it's rolling it into like a roll of thread for her. So she's got helpers. She's got helpers that's helping her. So she's kind of like in this tower, just, threading. And then there's like a window, and it zooms out into the window, and the bells are ringing, okay? In a tower, the bells are ringing. And like it's almost like the beginning of a new day. So the imagery is just really, really hopeful. It seems like your angels are pretty much reassuring you that everything is okay, that you're heeding your calling, that things will be okay. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like, you're working towards your destiny. You're spinning this thread of destiny, because like I'm seeing the wheel, and it's also reiterated in this card, the Wheel of Fortune, as well. So that's the image that I saw for you guys. And immediately the message that I got here was, I feel like it's going to be okay. Whatever transition that you're going through right now, you're taking care of things. You're keeping your nose to the grindstone. You are moving forward. You're spinning. And I feel like because you're diligent about moving on, moving forward, we don't stop and sulk in misery and self-pity. We're going to move forward. And I feel like that's one of the strengths that you have, in which you know how to compartmentalize. You don't let your emotions get the best of you. And so, life goes on, okay? What I do feel here is, in this spread, there is somebody who is trying to make a love connection with you. And I'm feeling like they're reaching out, okay? They have been, whatever they were dealing with in the past, there is a shyness about this person. And I feel like it's somebody that put on airs, like they're kind of like, the alpha male or the alpha female, and things like that. I feel like they do put on airs, like, oh, you don't mean that much to me, or, and you guys are also very difficult to read. Like, people find it very hard to decipher your gestures, to decipher your text messages, and you're just an enigma. People find it very difficult to understand how you feel, and to, understand what you mean. And so I feel like this is a person that has been on the outskirts. They have been on the outskirts, kind of looking in, and they're making a gesture towards you, okay? Someone who's very playful. They act like, they're alpha, but I feel like deep down, they're still a page. They're very young, very innocent, cute, sweet. Light color eyes is what I'm getting. Light colored eyes, okay? There's some element of that. Even though his back is turned, I'm just feeling like light colored eyes. Somebody that is trying to make a gesture towards you. And they're still very young, and I feel like this is sort of like somebody who has admired you for quite some time. There is going to be contact and communication from this person. So if it's something that you've been waiting on for some time, once again, I feel like those bells in the tower, it's ringing. And I feel like it's going to be very sudden, very unexpected, and it's something that you have been waiting on for quite some time. The problem with this is I feel like, it's going to be a really busy week for you. And I feel almost like they're catching you at a very inopportune moment. You might have a gazillion things that you need to do, errands that you need to run, tasks that you need to take care of. You might be in one very heated conversation with somebody, and you're like your thinking cap is on, and then this person's all like, "Hey, want to do lunch?" And you're just like, "But I have 3 hours of work left I need to do, and I need to submit it before close of business day. How are we going to be able to fit in lunch?" And so you might, stall on this invitation, or I feel like there's some element here about it coming in at a very inopportune moment. And it's something you've been waiting for, and now it's just like, I don't know what to do with this. So that's what I feel coming through, and I feel like you have been very distracted lately, and this person is trying to get your attention, okay? They're almost like, look at me, and let me see what this is. This is like my third time using this deck, and if you look at that, it's like a seashell, okay? Seashells laid out in in some type of a pattern, so it looks like a starfish. There's something here, I feel like, about this person who's very romantic, okay? So they might be very creative, they might be decorating things, they might be arranging things. It's almost like somebody who surprises you by taking you to a place, and then there's like flowers, or there's like writings, like, will you be my girlfriend? Will you be my boyfriend? Like somebody who's like hopelessly romantic. They're arranging things, possibly like almost as a proposal. So I feel like it's a very, very deep message that they're conveying. Even though they show up as a page, it's a very deep message, okay? And it's going to be something that will really hit you at the core level. And when this happens, my advice to you is, hey, can we talk about this later? I have to take care of some things right now. Can we please talk about this later? Make sure you don't scare them off. Make sure that they don't feel jilted or slighted, or they don't feel passed over, okay? Because I feel like it took a lot of courage for them to work up, the courage to kind of approach you. So this is not something that this is not somebody, or this is not an invitation that you should just kind of brush off, okay? So just tell them, I'm really stressed out right now. Can we please talk about this later? Don't say that, oh, can you come back later? Don't tell them that, because they're going to run away. Just tell them, can we talk about this later? And then you go find them later. So finances, let's talk about finances, because there's a big message here. I see some of you looking at your bills, okay? This is like your bank statement, your credit card bills, your phone bills, your electricity bills. And it's like the amount is something that you did not anticipate, okay? It's like there's something that you didn't anticipate. So you want to be a little bit careful overall when it comes to your spending. We are hitting the holiday season here in the Northern Hemisphere. And for those who are celebrating Christmas, it's a big gift-giving type of time of the year. And so I feel like for some of you, you need to really curb your spending. Because I feel like you're looking at a bill and you're shocked. Okay, and I feel like it's finance related. I'm also seeing people having to shift money around, different checking account, possibly having to open up a new place for you to store your earnings. So shifting money around. So I see that, but I definitely feel you need to be careful about your spending. And then I'm also seeing as well, housing, if you are a property owner, there's something here about being very careful about, especially lighting candles, especially lighting incense, and triggering like fire alarms. And I'm also sensing as well filters, clearing out the air filters in your house, Or if you have the washer and dryer, and you know how the dryer area, it collects lint. And I feel like that area is not cleaned out, and then it could catch on fire if you are using, like, so just make sure you are diligent about cleaning out things that might be flammable around areas that uses, a lot of electricity, near electrical sockets and things like that. So make sure you declutter your environment, okay? So I feel like there's some fire hazards and fire safety violations. If you own a business, just be careful about that in particular, okay? Houses and businesses, okay? We have some really good cards in the picture, but I almost feel like you're not really focusing on the good things that are going on in your life. I feel like you're very preoccupied about what's wrong rather than what's going right, okay? So this is what I'm feeling here. You're focused on this. This is your energy, Queen of Swords, and you're focusing on this, Five of Swords. This situation where there has been conflict, where there has been battle brewing, where there has been, lack of satisfaction. And what you should really be focusing on is the love and the abundance that's around you. Okay, so I feel almost like you have here the Ten of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Judgment card, which indicates to me new beginnings, relocation, love coming through from family members, and just the abundance of all the universe has to offer you. But I feel like you're dwelling on things that didn't go the way that you want. You also have the Lovers, which indicates to me major decisions, major crossroads and major decisions that you have to make moving forward, okay? And so I feel like you have a lot of good things coming into the picture. And once again, it's like you have to, focus, change your focus or shift your focus into the new rather than into the old. And I know that is, so much easier said than done. But I feel like with Aquarius people in general, it's almost like you can't appreciate the sunny days until you've experienced like 3 years of winter, right? And vice versa. You can't appreciate somebody's faithfulness and honesty until you've experienced like 3 bad relationships with cheaters, right? And with Aquarius people in general, I feel like it's when you don't have the answer for something, that's when it pulls you back in. It's when you don't have the clarity. It's when you don't have the closure. It's when you don't have concrete answers for why things happen the way they did. That's when you can't get it out of your mind. So you're constantly, perpetually fixated on that one thing that you can't pin down, that you can't get an answer to. And you're not really able to focus on other things. You're not able to let go. You're not able to move on. So if you can remind yourself of that, okay, I'm only stuck on this person because he left or she left without giving me an answer. I never found closure. So it's not the person that you love. It's more like wanting to know. And so I feel like that's what's happening for this week. I feel as if you are dealing with somebody who might already be in a relationship, and their relationship is definitely heading downhill, okay? What I see here is we have the Five of Swords, and the house is already burnt down, damage done. It's like no matter what they do, no matter how they fix it, the house unit is never the same. Hence the marriage, the relationship, or whatever it is that they have going in their lives is never the same. But they're looking at it as well. And this is somebody that wants to fix things. They see a problem and they want to come in and get their hands dirty and fix things. And I also feel like you're asking them why. You're asking them why. You're asking them like, why do you put up with it? Are you masochistic? Why do you let the situation Why do you let the situation have such a great hold on you? Why don't you leave? Why don't you do something differently? So you're dealing with somebody that you love. You really love this person, but they can't see the forest for the trees. It's almost like they're so fixed in sunk cost, in the amount of time they've invested in something, and they only see one way of doing things, and they're not able to see anything else. They're not able to see outside of it, and they're not able to, shift into something new. And I feel because of that, it's one of the things that you really admire about them. But I also feel like it is their karmic destiny to fix things, okay? Maybe in their past life, they were very irresponsible. They bounced around. They created problems. They never stayed around to fix it. So maybe in this lifetime, it is their karmic destiny to want to fix things. And that is something that you kind of need to tell yourself as well, I might not understand why they are the way they are and why they do these things that don't really make sense. But I have to respect their free will, and I have to accept the fact that they're not ready to approach me, or they're not ready for me, or they're not ready for that change in their lives. And so doing so, or telling yourself that, is going to free you energetically from this situation. I also see you, so there's some news information being revealed here about somebody's destructive behavior, okay? And I'm seeing somebody putting on a facade that everything is, great and happy. So somebody's putting on a facade. But behind that facade, they're really struggling. They're unhappy. They're fearful. And they're in a situation where they feel very much alone. And they might not feel like they have the financial resources to straighten out their lives or straighten out situations or to do the things that they want to do. So I feel like there's somebody putting on a facade that everything is all right, but inside, they're not okay. I see you as well reaching out to family members, trying to make amends. I'm also so I have like very strong, so there's an angel here in the Judgment card and an angel here in the Lovers card. And what I feel is there is going to be a very big, strong love connection, something that is preordained and something that's written in the stars. And I feel like when I say that, you guys appreciate, the imagery. I'm just going to show you the cards because the way they fell out, 2 major arcana cards in a row, but the theme is very, very similar. So I have here the Judgment card and the Lovers card. What I feel is this is the gift of creation, the gift of creation, the gift of manifestation. And what I feel though is not only, is this indicative of communication from a love relationship or communication in breakthroughs when it comes to love. This is also the card about just overall creation. Look at everything that you have created. Look at all the good karma that is coming back home to roost. Look at you on top of your A game and looking at, the way that your life has, it's like the series of events that has led you to this specific place in time. And you should be really proud of your achievements. You should be really, really proud of everything that you have created, okay? For some of you, this could be family, like a family unit that you have created against all odds, and you have overcome a lot of adversity. You have overcome a lot of challenges with another person, and you have made it. And I also feel in this imagery with both of these cards, this is sort of like you are on the right track, okay? It's like God made you, and you are unique, and you are basically, I see a lot of people here in this spread, or at least the Aquarius people that are watching this. You have gone through a lot of, ups and downs regarding your self-worth. And there were points where you were kind of like in a low point regarding your self-doubt. And this is a reminder that you are divinely guided and you are guarded and protected. And you are pretty much God's creation. I don't like using that term, God's creation. We all worship different gods. Some of us don't believe in God. But what I feel is this angelic presence is telling you that, there is a land in abundance. So if you have been kind of adrift in the sea, not knowing what's next, and feeling like your life has gotten out of control, there is a sense of control coming back into the picture because you are getting some help, okay? You're getting assistance. You're going to find that love too, but it's going to require that you get to land safely first before you can find that community of people or the love relationship that you've been hoping for. So it's a very reassuring message, but it's also telling you to look in the right direction and listen and pay attention to the signs that are coming into the picture for you. So don't dwell on this broken home type of a situation. Focus your energy on the people that love you, that care about you. And, I feel like I can say that until I'm blue in the face, but, once again, you guys are not going to listen. So let me just pull out a card. 2. What is this 5 of Swords in relations to? Who is it in relations to? Okay, we have one card here. Okay, so we have here the 6 of Wands and the 4 of Cups in the reverse. You're taking a new situation, like you're embarking on a new situation. And I feel like it's career related. And some of you are just like, I'm really, really happy where I am currently. People look up to me, people respect me, and, I'm making really good strides. Should I be leaving? Am I making the right choice? And then I feel like for some of you, there's this overall sense of dissatisfaction. It's almost like as a child, let's say, you were 16, 17, probably in high school, and you're just like, when I finish high school, I'm going to go to college, and when I get the degree from the university, I'm going to change the world. I'm going to be famous. I'm going to, it's like the world needs to look out for me because I'm going to make it. And I almost feel like a big part of you, your vision of success or your vision of what you imagine yourself to be, it's very grand. And there's nothing wrong with dreaming big. But at some point in your life, maybe in your 20s, late 20s, and in your early 30s, things didn't go the way that you want. And you're just like, am I dreaming too big? Is it a pipe dream? Should I continue to pursue this dream? And I feel like you have, encountered a lot of self-doubt, a lot of disappointments as well along the way. And it's kind of made you feel like, maybe I should settle. Maybe I should settle for the mundane. Maybe, unicorns don't exist. And there's that dream that you have, to kind of soar, to fly away, and to believe in something that doesn't really exist out there just yet, but you're at a point where you are creating it. You're creating something magic out of the blue, and you're going to achieve a lot of success, okay? So don't doubt the process and don't doubt the situation, okay? So Aquarius, that is all that I have for you. I feel as if you have already made a decision, but I feel like this week you're doubting that decision. You're doubting it so much. And the reason that you're doubting it is because you have been through some really dark things. Recently, you have been going through some really dark things. And I feel like all the good things that are coming in for this week, you don't believe it. Okay, you have trouble believing in it. So shift your focus, okay? Take things at face value, okay? And don't torture yourself by trying to dig for answers, okay? I hope the reading resonates, and I wish you all the best. Shift your focus. Focus on the positive things, okay? I'll be back next week, and next week I might have to do like a bi-weekly, or I'm sorry, bi-monthly, because I have to do, I'm going to be really swamped, so I might have to do like a 2-week reading next week, okay? But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.